Thank you for your time. My name is Beall, and this is Food for Thought. There's something I'd like to read to you. We owe nobody an explanation or an accounting. As long as our acts do not hurt or infringe on them. How many lives have been ruined by this need to explain? Which usually implies that the explanation be understood, i.e. approved. Let your deeds be judged, and from your deeds, your real intentions, but know that a free person owes an explanation only to himself, to his reason and his conscience, and to the few who may have a justified claim for an explanation. Erich Fromm. This planet needs a revolution, but not a revolution of violence. We need a revolution in the advancement of our consciousness. That advancement can't take place as long as continually we pay homage at the altars of the accepted perceptions of our current reality. Whether it is relying on ancient scriptures or depending on peer-accepted authorities from which we must qualify any new idea that presents itself to our consciousness. We are slaves to a system of cognition that must be overturned if we are ever to advance our cognitive abilities and mature as a species. Endall, Beall. Finding the center of strength within ourselves is in the long run the best contribution we can make to our fellow man. One person with an indigenous inner strength exercises a great calming effect on panic among people around him. This is what our society needs. Not new ideas and inventions, important as they are, and not geniuses and supermen, but persons who can be. That is, persons who have a center of strength within themselves. Rollo May. I instinctively knew that he was dangerous in the way that intensely alive people sometimes are. Cheryl Drake Harris. If I've learned anything from facing death, it is that life is not meant to be survived. Life is the greatest adventure there is. And why stop your adventuring when someone says the end may be near? The truth is, we never know when the end will eventually come. None of us will avoid it forever. That's the point in trying. Live fearlessly. Eddie Littlefield's Sunderby. A guest am I in this world of transient things, unfettered by the entanglements thereof. I am of no country, no boundaries hold me. Judua Krishnamurti. Every act of rebellion expresses nostalgia for innocence, an appeal to the essence of being. Albert Camus. That which can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. Christopher Hitchens. For someone who has already been through hell, fear and pain are not new. They've survived worse than you, so give it your best shot. In life, you will realize there's a role for everyone you meet. Some will test you, some will use you, some will love you, some will teach you. The best of them will bring out the best in you. They are the rare and astonishing people who will remind you of your worth. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton. It doesn't matter what people think of you. It's what and how you think of yourself that really counts. Peace on earth and good coffee to man. Don't regret telling more people to go fuck off. Tell someone today, but only those deserving. Do not just slay your demons. Dissect them. Find out what they have been feeding on. It's easy to attack me. I'm a right twerp. I'm a junkie and a cheeky monkey. I accept it, but that doesn't detract from the incontrovertible fact that we are living in a time of huge economic disparity and confronting ecological disaster. Russell Brand. Society has gotten to the point where everybody has a right, but nobody has a responsibility. We live in a world in which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. Fred Rogers. I am an artist driven by passions, seized by obsession, delighted by creation, enthralled with expression, entranced by vision, diverted by daydreams, struggles with emotions, fueled by compulsion, consumed with beauty, blindsided by inspiration. Welcome to my mind. Fiction is dangerous because it lets you into other people's heads. It shows you that the world doesn't have to be like the one you live in. At the first nationally recognized science fiction convention in China in 2007, Neil Gaiman took a party official aside and said, while not actually illegal, science fiction is regarded as dangerous and subversive in China. Why did you say yes to a science fiction convention? The party official answered, in China, we're really good at making things people bring to us. But we don't invent. We don't innovate. When Chinese party officials visited Google, Apple, and Microsoft, they asked what the executives read as children. The officials continued. They all said, we read science fiction. The world doesn't have to be the way it is right now. We can change it. That, said Neil Gaiman, is the big dangerous thing. He possessed an attractive form of courage, bravery of a nervous man. After all, any rash fool can be a hero if he sets no value to his life or hasn't the wit to appreciate the danger. But to understand the risks, perhaps even to flinch at first, but then summon the strength to face them down, that is my opinion, is the most commendable for a value. Robert Harris. Try not to confuse attachment with love. Attachment is about fear and dependency and has more to do with love of self than love of another. Love without attachment is the purest love because it isn't about what others can give you because you're empty. It's about what you can give others because you're already full. Yasmin Mogahed. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. Marie Curie. If you take no risks, you'll never be hurt, and you won't really have lived either. Dr. James Shiovitz. Believe in yourself and you will be unstoppable. Every day, give respect freely. Earn respect every day. There is no wealth but life. John Ruskin. What are you doing with the time you have been given? I won't be wronged. I won't be insulted. I won't be laid a hand on. I don't do these things to other people, and I require the same from them, the shootist. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery each day. Albert Einstein. I owe no explanations for my flaws. I don't have to justify my mistakes, my past, or my insecurities. I am growing and learning. Let me live. Mama Zara. Thank you for your time.